disappointed or discouraged by our players. I thought the effort was there. Thought we had a good week of preparation and practice. I thought the guys were wired in, and we knew what we were up against, what we had to do today to be successful, and credit our opponent. They did a good job of setting the tone. It made it difficult really for us in offensive and defensive phases. Special teams maybe not as much, but they did a good job there. And as crazy as it may sound from where I stood, again, I thought our guys played hard, and I thought I saw some growth in our football team. So time will tell. We'll go from there. But, we'll look at the tape tomorrow. We'll go back and lick our wounds a little bit, hopefully learn, hopefully grow, and we'll move forward on Monday. And that's our plan right now. We've got a bye week coming up after this week. We've known that, and our request to our players is be focused on these six weeks, the 6-week block. Then we'll figure things out afterwards. So that's our plan, and I'll open it up for questions.
What challenges did Michigan's rushing attack, especially Blake Corum, pose for you guys?
Well, he's an outstanding back first and foremost. Really good football player, and that didn't surprise us. I mean, you just watch film, you can see that. And then they're good up front. Those guys last year and this year are really blocking well. They got good tight ends that block well, and then the other part of the equation is they threaten you outside. They've got really good receivers and a quarterback that can get out to them. So you got to choose your poison a little bit defensively, and if you load up too much in one area, you're going to be really vulnerable in another spot.
How encouraging is Luke Lachey's emergence here the last couple of weeks?
Really good. And I can't say we're surprised. We've just been watching him grow and develop. I just talked about him on the radio a little bit, and I don't know what his age was, actual age when we recruited him, but he just looked like he was 16, like a really young-looking guy. But a tremendous guy with a great work ethic and I think really good ability. So it's been fun to watch him grow, and he's playing really well. I think right now we have a chance to have a pretty good tandem with him and Sam out there. But to make those big plays today was really, it gave us a spark, and it was great to see. And that'll help him and help our football team moving forward.
Called timeout on the clipping penalty. Did you get a valid explanation, or I'm guessing not?
Yeah, I got valid. I mean, it's I think you always get a valid explanation. But I really flashback to 1994, 4 or 5. I can't remember. We were playing at Kansas City, and it got distracting, and it didn't help our cause at all. So I try not to get distracted by things. But today, to say it didn't impact the game a little bit, the way things went, I think that'd probably be naive. And the two things we've been pretty good at, even if we don't have a real good team, we're usually pretty good with ball security and takeaway margin. Typically, we do a good job. 09 being an exception there, and then. Typically we're in the upper third penalty-wise, and I think we're somewhere in that neighborhood right now. So to have 6 major penalties, that's kind of uncharacteristic. Maybe we're just overwhelmed talent-wise, or maybe our guys are that sloppy. It just didn't feel that way from the sideline, and it is what it is. So but it impacted the game, and we weren't good enough to overcome that. But that call, I mean, I've had a problem with our being college football's interpretation of cut blocking for probably a decade now, and I don't see that getting any better. The good news is they'll probably eliminate it from football next year, so won't have to worry about it.
If an offensive lineman has his helmet across the far side knee,
it's a legal block.
Which is what happened. It is a legal block?
Yeah. That's what you saw?
That's what I saw.
Okay. I'm co-signing, I'm not saying it. Okay. Co-signing.
And then as far as Logan Jones is blocking too long, too hard during the play,
Yeah, you can't be too aggressive out there in that field. You just can't do that with a play that's still going on. You guys have seen Linderbaum do that a lot on the other side of the line of scrimmage. This just happened to be where the defender was, and he's finishing the play, and that's something we really emphasize and teach. So, I'm a little perplexed by that one, and I don't know when you're supposed to know when to stop if your opponent's still going. So, it's a little confusing.
When you look at the offense, the passing game, especially third quarter into the fourth quarter, seemed to get some rhythm and some movement. Maybe for the first time this year, it looked like it was really in concert for multiple possessions. Are you encouraged by that, or do you feel like that's something you guys can build on?
I am. For a couple things, reasons. Talked about Sam and Luke. I think we have a chance now to have a pretty good tight end combination. Looks like Nico's back pretty close to full speed, which is helpful to have a veteran player out there. Arlen is doing some good things, and we'll keep moving him along, and hopefully Brody's benefiting from every rep he gets. So I am. And then the other component, I thought up until that I guess it was last possession, next to last possession, we pass blocked better today against a group that's pretty good. Those guys got some guys. So to me, that's encouraging. We had a meltdown on that last, I think we were 2 scores down. And I've been there before as a line coach. It's not much fun. So it's not like it's the first time I've seen that. And we'll grow through that and work through that. But I saw a lot of things I thought that were better. And, but that's not going to get it done for us unless we really, we got to keep pushing this thing forward and squeezing some things down.
Coach, some of the guys talked about they see the improvement, it's just not coming quickly enough.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? And I guess how
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
speed that up?
Yeah, when you come up short. But again, we knew what we were up against today and what we had to do. And really, we couldn't force only one bad play, I think, on their part, the quarterback's part. We had that one down to the right of our bench, which, we were hoping maybe we could get a little bit more going there. But, to his credit, he played a really good game. So, yeah, but I think, I think we're growing. I do think that. Campbell's been playing at a pretty good level. He, by the way, got tackled. It looked like to me, you guys probably saw that one, right? Looked like he's in a hole and some outside hands snatched him down. But he played through that. And, I think, we're not – I'm not disappointed. I'm not discouraged, but I am disappointed.
That Campbell play, why don't you think that was a flag?
Why wasn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't call it. It's easy. It's real easy.
Did it
It
feel
was only at the point of attack, but, other than that, and pretty obvious. I mean, it looked pretty flagrant, but, they obviously didn't see it. And I'm not questioning anybody's integrity either. I'm not going down that road. The guys are working hard, and it's hard. They got a really hard job, really hard job.
Did it feel like you guys defensively across the line couldn't get any traction early in the game? They went like 11 plays, 13 plays, 13 plays. You couldn't get off the field.
We couldn't get off the field. And if you can't stop the run, it's tough. It's easy to call plays when you can run the ball. And, not minimizing what they were doing. But again, the pressure they put on you from my vantage point, you see both those receivers last week running by DBs, and so if you match up on them one-on-one, you're living dangerously there with a guy who can throw it. So, it's a lot of cat and mouse, and it's tough, but they did a really good job, and it looked like they were executing very well, too.
How have you been seeing Deontay and Keegan progress in terms of injury recoveries?
Not fast enough, obviously, but, Deontay's got a broken bone, so that's what we're dealing with. I think there's a realistic chance he'll be back after the bye week. The good news for him is he can run. He's been, he'll be in great shape because that's all he can do is run. He can't catch. But hopefully we'll get him back, and he was doing really well prior to his injury. So if we can get him back. Now you're talking about a guy that's been around here for a while, not just a first-year guy. And that would help. But, we still don't know what it's going to look like once he gets cleared.
We're still talking about 7 points and 220 yards until the final possession. What can you do to get from that to, a level that can give you a better chance to win?
I mean, it's kind of what I just described. It's everything kind of coming together. I think we're getting better up front. At least that's my assessment after today. I haven't seen the film. I think we got backs that are doing a pretty good job. I think we have 2 tight ends doing a pretty good job. And, getting Nico back, all that stuff goes together. Just kind of like I'm describing in Michigan. Part of the secret to the run game is that they got guys outside that you really have to respect, or it's like, electrocution. I mean, it happens fast, those kinds of things. So, we're a work in progress. I'm not discouraged by our guys. In fact, I'm encouraged by some things I'm seeing, but, we're going to have to keep moving and obviously have to get better. We're not going to, win a game scoring 7 points.
How do you see the dynamics change when you have a second tight end like Lachey really emerge as a capable person that defenses have to keep an eye out for?
Every year it's what you have and try to, play towards those strengths. And, we're talking about Michigan. They've got a couple of really good tight ends. One wasn't here, I don't think, but they've got a couple, 3 that are really good. Good receivers and good backs. So, I mean, they've got, a pretty veteran group there, at least a really capable group. So, we're going to try to play to our strengths, and again, I think Luke's coming on, so that's good.
Was there any discussion, I think it was in this drive down to the 5 where it ended, on the Sam Laporta catch, it was meant for no gain, but kind of appeared he caught it at 6, and then they marked it at 8. Was there any discussion in your head set it with maybe your guys about looking at that play or asking to have them look at it?
I work under the assumption they're reviewing everything. That is one difference between our conference and the conference that officiated earlier in the season. Like, they didn't review. I don't know if it was a good play or not play, but they didn't stop. Or the Big Ten, you can count on that. And even their touchdown down to our left, looked like a bang play and tempted to burn one there, but I know it's getting reviewed, so at least you know that. Yeah.
What was the offensive game plan today? I mean, you look up in the third quarter, it's 0 points, 98 yards, and it's almost fourth quarter, and it was.
Yeah, I guess I look at it differently. Like I'm thinking about a run that we hit off left tackle, was that the first holding penalty? Where it looked like a pretty clean play, and, we gained whatever, 20, 25 yards. So you go from, moving the ball down the field 20 yards, let's say it was 20, and now you're back. I think, you guys are at the game. It changes the complexion of everything you do. We don't have a lot of good calls for 3rd and 20s. It's just really tough, to come up with something that's going to be good. And so, yeah, those little negative yardage plays impact, whether it's, lost yardage plays, sacks, or certainly not only penalties, but 10 yards or 15-yard penalties. It's hard to overcome that offensively. So, again, I'm just telling you what I saw. I thought we grew. I thought we did some things better today. Tom will tell. I may be totally crazy.
Because of the penalties, Caleb Johnson's stats might not be as good as they could have been. What did you see out of him, though? It seemed like he was running with
Yeah, I think he's a good young player who's playing pretty well. And you're exactly right. And that's just kind of what I'm trying to articulate is that, when yards are taken off the board or, negative yardage plays are thrown on, it kind of skews things a little bit. And, we had a total meltdown that last possession with the ball. So that's some negative yardage plays too. So, you factor them. But again, I've been through that. Unfortunately, it's not much fun when you're in that situation. It's not much fun for the 5 linemen trying to protect. And, we weren't good enough to rise to that challenge today. But maybe that'll help us down the road too, because we'll be there again at some point. And hopefully we'll grow from that.
When you're trying to get traction offensively, there's a play where Nico caught the ball down at the 2 and then got called back by penalty. You end up scoring. You overcome
Yeah.
that and score. Is that a growth moment there?
Yeah, absolutely. And, 2 things there. I thought our guys played hard today and competed hard, and that's where everything starts. And then, we overcame some really tough situations, and I think that's just reflective of the kind of guys we're working with. So that gives me hope and optimism that, things will get better because they work hard. I'm seeing them every day show up in the building, good attitude and all those kinds of things. And it's never fast enough. It's never fast enough. It's just how it is. But they're working at it, and it'll come. It's going to come. Barring some crazy thing, who knows? So, but no, we're going to be all right. So, okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you Tuesday.